Hi, welcome to the Counter Press with me, Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Channel name is Fiifi-Manfred. I'm grateful for the time. It's a wonderful edition on the Counter Press. First of all, it's about Micheal Olise. Why I think he's a perfect fit for Chelsea. He makes so much sense for Chelsea to get him. Also, there are other stories that we have to talk about. Mason Greenwood's Manchester United have brought up a statement about him. We'll have that discussion. Neymar to Saudi Arabia, and then conversations about the English Premier League and what teams can do. Also, Chelsea and Romeo Lavia, what is the update with that? But we'll get to it. But so yeah, guys, do what to like, subscribe, and share. Do what to like, subscribe, and share. I'll say thank you for those who are already done. I'm grateful for your time. Kindly do us like, subscribe, and share. Turn on the notification bell. My name again is Fiifi-Manfred. Let's get straight into it. This is Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Show name is the Counter Press. So let's start from Neymar da Silva Santos Jr. So if there was ever a player in the world who was touted to be the next Pele, I mean, fits all the boxes, was Brazilian, was young at the time, played for Santos, had that trickery, could score goals, can dictate the pace of the game, was a winger, generally an attacker, and it was a Neymar. But really at the 31, Neymar hasn't lived up to the expectation that almost everybody expected him to get to. In fact, especially for the nation of Brazil. Now, Neymar is heading to Saudi Arabia for Al Hilal. First of all, for people who say that was because of money, I do not understand, because there were no suitors in Europe. No real club wanted him. I mean, no club had the means to get Neymar, even after they wanted him. Barcelona, we know, were one of the few clubs that were cutting him, but they do not have the money to get Neymar done. So that wasn't the reports that earlier on in January, Chelsea had an option to get Neymar, but then they opted out of it. They wanted to protect their assets in Micheal and the young wingers, rather than bring in Neymar, who was probably going to upset their development, sort of. You understand? So, yeah, Chelsea also passed on him. Now he's with Al Hilal for quite some money. It's big money for Neymar at age 31. Yesterday he mentioned that when Cristiano Ronaldo said that people were going to come to Saudi Arabia, people doubted him, and there he is there in Saudi Arabia. So now I'm expecting a big game for the Riyadh derby between Al Hilal and Al Nassr. Hilal have some top players, Neymar inclusive. They are getting Yashin Bono, whilst Cristiano Ronaldo, Sadio Mane joined him a while ago. There's already Cristiano Ronaldo over there. I mean, top players in Riyadh, in the city of Riyadh. Is going to be one of the places where I'm sure it's going to be one of the games where once it starts, everybody watch. But really, my issue is that Neymar really didn't live up to expectation, and people expected him to be a top player. Also, there are people who believe that Neymar came at a time when he was a little bit unlucky. He was in the shadows of Ronaldo and Messi, and really, what else could he have done? But I think that Neymar could have done more. I think from management of his people, of his father, his mother, the issues surrounding him, the move from Barcelona to Paris Saint-Germain, some decisions and indecisions. But hey, with hindsight, you're always a smart man. Neymar has gone to Al Hilal, and really, I think that he didn't live up to expectation. He could have done more. He had a lot of potential to be the player that a lot of people thought that he could be. I mean, close to Pele. So that's the way Neymar. Then, so Mason Greenwood as well. Manchester United, Adidas have all brought out statements. Seemingly, literally, I mean, they trying to do the groundwork to get Mason Greenwood back into the Manchester United fold, and I'm all for it, honestly. In this world where these days cancelling culture is an easy thing to do, I like it when people are giving second chances. Now, let me take you back by way of context. So, Mason Greenwood is a young Manchester United player. He has been at Manchester United's academy since he was a small boy. Yes, he got involved with a woman. This lady, who was supposed to be his girlfriend, Mason Greenwood coerced her into sex. I mean, abused her physically at some point in time. The lady reported. I mean, it was on social media. These are images I can't show here. The lady's family took it to the police station in Manchester. Mason was suspended by Manchester. There were court sessions up and down, but the Greater Manchester City Police came back and said that they think that the lady withdrew the case from the police station. She don't see that again. And if you critically analyze that situation, it's because the lady found out that she was pregnant. The family thought that why would you put your husband behind bars, the father of your child behind bars, when he can work and take care of you and the family? And if we can cancel Mason Greenwood, who is just an 18-year-old, to set up and then learn from his mistakes. So that's what happened. Mason is back training. There are reports that clubs like Atlanta wanted him. Manchester United put out a statement that they are now working on it. Adidas will also. You see, the truth of the matter is, every stakeholder in Manchester United, Adidas is their biggest sponsor. They're definitely going to have a say in Mason Greenwood's issue. And I hear that Manchester United are planning a process of reincorporating into Manchester United, so including a TV interview, including a documentary about him, about his decisions, he learning from his lessons. All of these things are very important, and that's what they are doing to make sure that Mason Greenwood gets back into it. I mean, so that people also are a little bit apologetic. People are a little bit, I mean, they cut him some slack. Yes, he made some mistake, but he's ready to learn from it and then take it up from there. And that's what Manchester United are doing. They're trying to get Mason Greenwood back and to do it the right way. So I'm all for it. I'm all for second chance for Mason Greenwood. I just hope that he gets to do what he loves best. Again, in life, we make mistakes, but sometimes we need second chances. And I think Mason Greenwood is a critical and classical example of somebody who's young, made a mistake, and needs to make amends by giving a second chance. He will love it. He will love it, I tell you. Mason Greenwood will love the second chance that will be given to him. But yeah, that's it with Mason Greenwood. Yashin Bono is also straight Al Hilal this morning. Here we go. Those who have asked for the Lavia confirmation. Lavia has done his medicals this morning in London. And then what that means is that Chelsea have to register him by close of tomorrow noon, to be able to play against West Ham. Now that's what Chelsea are doing now. They'll try and register him, and it means that the announcement is going to come from now to say evening time. Chelsea are possibly going to announce Romeo Lavia as a Chelsea player. Very, very, very important. Very, 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 very important. Now, so the most important reason why we are here, first of all, it is the Micheal Olise player analysis. This is why Olise is brilliant. So first of all, Micheal Olise, I mean, French, South London, has stayed there for a very long time. All of those Crystal Palace boys that are in Croydon usually have that relation. Black people live in South London. And Crystal Palace is a club that was set up in South London because there's a lot of crime rates and all of those things going on in South London. So the club was set up. That's why you see a lot of the boys who are from South London, sometimes hot-headed, a lot of them black, coming through the ranks of the club. Ebreche Eze, Will Zaha at some point in time. Once the connection is in, these guys want to come home. They want to get them in Crystal Palace Football Club. So that's what it is. Now, so Micheal Olise, however, is French. France under 23. Of course, his kid brother is in Chelsea's academy. He got injured recently when he played for the French under 23 in the Euros. It's a muscle injury. It's the only part of the conversation where I'm a little bit worried, because recovery from muscle injury is a little bit dicey. But then let's see how it goes. Now, Micheal Olise can actually play in married positions up top, but essentially all of them either centrally or on the right. Now, so if you look at my previous video, I did a tactical preview of, so if you've not watched that video, you have to go back and watch it, of how Lavia, Caicedo, and Enzo Fernandez are going to play together tactically. Now, one of the things I mentioned was that Chelsea will now want to have their fullbacks high and wide. So Chelsea know that they have some of the best attacking fullbacks in the league now, with James and then Benjamin Chilwell. Even Malo Gusto is exceptional in attacking phase of the game. Now, how are they going to harness that opportunity? You can't have attacking high and wide fullbacks and have also wingers that stay high and wide. I mean, literally, you'll be wasting your time. You need to either have wingers that stay high and wide. So in certain games where you're playing Raheem Sterling and James, you have Raheem staying high and wide like they did against Liverpool, whilst Reece underlaps him. So underlapping is going behind, down, whilst overlapping is going behind. So whilst Reece underlaps him. In the case of Micheal Olise, he's left-footed. He can either play as a CAM, as an AM, in a forward right position, or as an interior right position who attacks the half spaces. And it's playing as an interior right. That's why Chelsea want to get him to attack the half spaces that regimes and the other players will be leaving when they bump high and wide. Very, very important. So when Chelsea playing a 4-2-3-1, Caicedo and Lavia probably sit. There are two centre backs behind them, also spread up. Now, Resume is going to push high and wide in there. Then you have an AM or a right winger, sort of start from the right wing area, but then slightly underlaps with James and combines with him in those areas. Also, whilst James is keeping the width to draw players to himself, he is using his dribbling ability in those tight half spaces to hold out the ball, take players on, and then create chances. Now, to be able to use those spaces very well, what you need to do is that as a player in that zone, one, you need to be a good dribbler. But even before you're a good dribbler, you need to have a deft touch, a touch that sticks to you, the ball, because those spaces are too small. That's why we call them half spaces. Once the ball comes in, it's supposed to stick to you. So Micheal has that, the ability for the ball to stick to him, the deft touch, the control in those tight areas. Because once you control, you are being closed down. The spaces are too small. And once you're able to do that, now you draw players onto yourself. You can either switch play the striker through, or play the overlapping fullback through for him to cut back for you. That's the style of play. Now, so Olise can play there. Also, in central areas, see now that Nkuku is injured, I mean, Enzo Fernandez can play as a CM, but essentially he's not purely attacking. Now, if you have seen Micheal Olise in that area as an attacking player, now what he does is that he in this area is able to dribble. I mean, creativity up top is about doing things that necessarily the coach hasn't told you. So he's able to dribble. He's able to find the best passes. He's able to slice those balls through. He's able to control and then manipulate some space for attackers to run into. That's what Olise does. Now, the skill set of Olise is there. Attacking wise, he's one of the best. Now, people asking questions about his defensive contribution. I'll drop the statistics. Olise has very good defensive contribution. His interceptions, his blocked passes, his positioning is so good that he helps defensively, especially if you drop back in a settled 4-4-2 mid-block shape. Then Olise plays as a right winger. That's exactly what you get from him. The interceptions, the passes that he blocks, the reading and sniffing of danger. It is very, very important. And he does it so well in this regard. And that's what you get from somebody like Micheal Olise. So the attacking aspect is there, his dribbling, and then all of that. But another part of his attacking part of his game is the fact that he's a direct player. Now, a lot of dribblers like to over-elaborate. Olise isn't that kind of guy. He comes straight at you, able to hold up the ball, dribble, take on players, and then is very direct at goal. Also, he's also a very good set piece specialist from 20, 30, 35 yards, 25 yards. He's excellent at it from corner kicks. Is very good. And if you remember last season, one of Chelsea's biggest headaches was playing proper corner kicks. Now, Nkuku can, Olise can, and that's what he gives the team. Exciting one in that regard as well. His defensive contribution has been seen to be good. Mind you, last season, he was the third joint highest scorer, highest assist giver, provider in the English Premier League. For somebody that plays for Crystal Palace, for the first part of the season, Crystal Palace struggled under Patrick Vieira. And then Roy Hodgson comes in. We know that Roy Hodgson plays much more defensive. But then he was the go-to man in terms of the creative half of the Crystal Palace team. And that's the importance that Micheal Olise gives to Chelsea once it comes in. The creativity is there. He is direct sides that he gets the numbers for you. Assist goes in there for you. Defensive where he adds more to you. And then he creates generally as a team. Also, another reason why Olise is so important, I mean, he fits perfectly at Chelsea, is that he has the Premier League experience. I understand. Sometimes that reason is over-elaborated, is overstated, and then people make it like, oh, the Premier League is nothing, that people come out from the Premier League and get a job done. Yes, it is true. But he's a young player. The fact that he has come in play for Crystal Palace, knows the pace and trickery of the English Premier League. It's a place where I think he's going to thrive. And that's why he makes perfect sense. Also, I do not think that Crystal Palace knew that Olise was going to go out for big now, especially when at some point Manchester City were in the gunning for him, Chelsea were in the gunning for him, and they put a buyout clause of 35 million. Or maybe that's excellent job from Olise's agent in making sure that when big boys come, it isn't going to be a tussle between club, between player, and all of these things like Caicedo's move that go through. So 35 million is a big bargain for Chelsea Football Club, and that's why they get to Micheal Olise. So it looks like he's a player that's going to succeed in London, at South London. He's a player that understands how to play in the English Premier League. His role is specific. Once you have the skill set, you can get that job done. Yeah, I like the directness, the defensive contribution, the fact that he can play in myriad areas. So attacking number 8, central attacking midfielder, CM, or an attacking midfielder purely like what we call number 10. And also as an interior right or a right winger who comes inverted onto his left foot, is direct at getting goals and what have you. Olise can give you that. Whilst he does that, a forward right player, he can also add that to it as well to go to the byline, isolate players 1v1. Like I mentioned, he's a very good 1v1 player. He's a good dribbler, so he can get that job done. So Olise essentially is a player that Chelsea look like they are going to get a wonderful player, and I think he fits perfectly with how Chelsea wants to play. With the dynamics of the wingers that Chelsea have now, Sterling, Modric, Noni Madueke are all with keepers. Now this time you need varied, somebody that can keep them with the other one that will come inverted to give the team a balance, and it's very important. And that's why Chelsea are getting Micheal Olise. So yeah, it's another end of the edition of Fiifi-Manfred, the counter press on YouTube. This was a Micheal Olise player analysis and why he fits Chelsea Football Club perfectly. My name again is Fiifi-Manfred. Until I see you again, take care of yourself. Do well to like, subscribe, and share.